You ever have one of those amazing ideas? For a new business, a cool project, maybe a whole new way to do your job. But then it just fizzles out. It feels like there's this huge gap between the idea in your head and the tech you need to actually build it. Well, in this world of AI, 3D, and the metaverse, that feeling is super common. But what if? What if you could finally close that gap? Let's talk about how to turn those tech-fueled pipe dreams into something real.
This really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? You can see the potential, you're keeping up with the news, but when it's time to actually make something, you hit a wall. It's a really frustrating place to be, and trust me, if you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely not the only one.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. We are drowning in information, but we're starving for actual results. You can watch a million tutorials, you can understand all the concepts, but that final crucial step, making the thing, always seems just out of reach. Because let's be real, information is not the same as a finished product. And that general feeling of being stuck, it usually breaks down into a few common walls. Maybe for you, it's just trying to master a new tool that feels way too complex. Or maybe you look at something like 3D and Unity and just think, no way, that learning curve is a cliff. For others, it's that the software that's out there just doesn't quite fit what they need to do. Whatever your specific wall is, the result is always the same. Great ideas just get stuck and they fade away. So what's the real problem here? What's the root cause? It's this widening gap. On one side, you have technology just evolving at lightning speed. It's absolutely exploding. And on the other side, there's us, trying our best to learn and adapt. Without a clear system, we just can't keep up. And that gap between tech and our skills, it just gets wider every single day.
Okay, so enough about the problem. Let's start talking about the solution. What if there was a shortcut? Not a gimmick, but a real honest-to-goodness shortcut to creating. A way to finally go from just knowing about all this cool tech to actually mastering it. This approach is what a group called S&T Design is all about. Now, their whole focus isn't on giving you generic one-size-fits-all tutorials. Nope. It's about finding the absolute shortest, most direct route from your specific idea to a finished thing, whether it's in AI, 3D, or the metaverse. It's all about cutting through the noise and just unlocking your power to create.
So how do they do it? The method is actually pretty simple, but it's really powerful. Step 1, they don't start with a tool, they start with you, with your ultimate goal. Step 2, they map out the most direct path to get you there, no detours. Step 3 is all about momentum. They give you practical, working templates you can use right away. And finally, step 4, they guide you through the whole process, taking you from zero all the way to a professional level. Now, this whole method is built on 3 core pillars. Think of these as the foundation for your future, each one designed to turn those abstract ideas floating around in your head into real, tangible results. First up, pillar number 1, generative AI. And look, we're not talking about AI as some buzzword. We're talking about using it for practical results. This could be anything from getting expert advice on how AI can fit into your business, to hands-on help creating content, or even building custom information systems that actually work for you. The second pillar is all about winning back your most valuable asset, your time. And we do that through automation. Getting rid of all that mind-numbing manual work in Excel, or deploying a custom line bot for your customers, or even integrating automation into really complex stuff like 3D CAD workflows. And the final pillar, this is where your ideas become these incredible, immersive realities. Metaverse construction. This is all about giving you the skills to build your very own virtual spaces, design unique 3D avatars, and bring these amazing experiences to life using platforms like Cluster and Unity. So that's the framework. But you're probably wondering, what about the results? Does this actually work? Well, this system promises a real, tangible change in just 30 days. A total shift away from that feeling of information overload to seeing concrete results you can actually measure. And the transformation is, well, it's pretty dramatic. You go from being stuck just gathering information to actually launching a prototype in 1 to 2 weeks. All those hours you lost to manual tasks? Slashed. The metaverse, which used to feel like this distant sci-fi concept, becomes a space that you are actively running. And this is a big one. Skills don't just stay with one person anymore. They become assets that lift up your entire team. 70%. Just let that number sink in for a second. 70%. That is the average reduction in work time that people see from these automation strategies. So ask yourself,
What would you create? What would you build? What problems would you solve if you suddenly got over 2/3 of your work week back? It's not just a small change, it's a complete game changer for what you're able to do.
And look, results like that don't just happen by magic, right? They come from a deep, deep foundation of experience. We're talking about a founder who has actually published a best-selling AI book series, who has built and operated multiple virtual worlds, who holds a generative AI certification, and has 19 years of real-world engineering experience at a major company. This isn't theory, this is proven, practical expertise. Now, even with a clear path like this, it's totally natural to have some questions before you take that first step. So let's go through some of the most common ones, just to clear the path forward and see if this is really the right fit for you. This is probably the biggest question on a lot of people's minds. You might be thinking, okay, but what if I'm starting from absolute scratch? Is a service like this going to be way over my head? And that is a completely fair question. The answer is a huge 100% yes. It's absolutely okay for a beginner. The entire process is designed to meet you exactly where you are, even if that's just knowing basic PC operations. You start with working samples, and you're guided step by step toward customizing them and then eventually building your very own. It's a ramp, not a cliff. Okay, here's another really practical question. Maybe you don't need the whole shebang. What if you're just stuck on one little thing, like you can't figure out how to automate an Excel sheet, or you just want to get started with ChatGPT? Definitely, of course. That's the beauty of it, it's flexible. If you just need help with one specific part of your project, like getting unstuck in Unity or figuring out the best way to use ChatGPT, you can get just that targeted help. It makes it a really accessible way to just break through a single roadblock and keep moving. And that brings us to a final and really crucial idea. Technology is not waiting around for us to catch up. The future normal of how we work and how we create is being decided right now. And that step to change your own normal, well, it doesn't have to be some far-off thing. It can start today. And taking that first step, it's designed to be as simple and frictionless as possible. It's a 3-step process that takes like 30 seconds. You just open the official Line account, type the word inquiry, just like you see on the screen, and start the conversation. This could literally be your shortest path from idea to reality. So the only question left isn't if you can create, it's what are you going to build first?